My professional name is Git, G-I-T, Shorty, S-H-O-R-T-Y. And the way I assumed that name was back in 1985. I was wireless, and they were looking for me, and I was outside in the street playing the guitar, and somebody says, Git Shorty. I actually own the name Guitar Shorty. Zanesville is actually what I call my hometown. I went to McIntyre School. I was raised at 1034 Jackson Street. Believe it or not, we had chickens and goats in the backyard at that time. And I'm from a family, believe it or not, of 21. My mother and father were ministers. Went to the House of Jacob Church. At that time, they were kind of like in Zanesville, the big farmers out in Coshocton, Ohio. So that's kind of how I was raised. And then I also worked for Ted and Zach gave me my first job to clean the floor and mop the floors and so forth. They were really good to our family. They also helped us with groceries. They helped us do a lot of things. And I remember Dale very well. He was always really kind. Him and Ted both was. Ted was kind of like, he was a little quiet when he didn't do much, but he kept us all straight. So that kind of helped me out. And my dad was a coal miner. He ended up getting black on what they call. So we moved to Charleston, West Virginia to kind of deal with some of the things, you know, with the family issues and stuff. So then at that time, it was West Virginia State College, which at the time was a black college, all black college. So the high school was also integrated with the college. So that's where I went to high school at. Then when they shut that down and they integrated, then we all went to Dunbar, West Virginia. And I played football in Dunbar, West Virginia. And then after that, my dad got sick, and we decided from his health we had to move to Florida, which was Jupiter, Florida, by the way. Burt Reynolds owned land right behind us, and my mother bought land down there for $25 for like I think it was 50 by 60 acres. You won't do it anymore. And then I began to play my music, and I was in church playing, which at that time I thought I was just a great musician. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was going to town. I was just being human like a young man would be, and my mother then wouldn't allow me to play blues or anything. So I would get up under the porch we had out there, and I'd take the little guitar and I'd just play around with it. And when I heard a car coming with the big motor, and then I'd go run in the house and put it up. We wasn't allowed to play that kind of music. We were Christians, and they didn't stand for. My mother called it devil music. Then a guy named Big Joe Dynamo. He's in my big records. He was a good guy who helped get me started in music. And he taught me how to do little things, how to play blues, how to do things. And later on, he invited me to go to a talent show that was happening in Miami. I said, oh man, I can't do that. My mother and them would beat me to death. I'm 21, past 21 years old, but I'm still respectful. That's just the way it was in those days. And so at that time, then I went on there, went to the talent show, make it short, and I was doing, guess what I wanted to show with? Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog by Elvis Presley.
Wow, I just watched that movie. Yeah.
And so then I did that, and then Mr. James Brown was in the audience. I didn't know who he was. I knew his music. I used to listen to it all the time and play it. And he walked by me at the end. He says, hey, young man. He says, man, you did a nice job up there. And he says, go get your hotel room. I'm like, yes, sir. I said, so I told Joe, I said, no, sir, I can't do that. So Joe came up to me. The guy was handling me at the time. And he said, Shorty, do you know who that was? He said, that's James Brown. I said, I don't care. My mother would beat me to death, man. I can't go to no hotels where my mom and have a fit. Anyway, I went back home, crawled back in the window without anybody knowing I've been out. Came back, and then later on, I talked to my mom, and I told her I had a job. And he sent me into Augusta, Georgia, which my uncle was a 5-star general. He was Eisenhower's 5-star general. His name was Git Shorty. And he was real great, and he helped me out along the way there. So at that time, then I just started traveling. Then I went to New York University, and I graduated 1968, 69, and then I decided I wanted to be a maestro, so I started doing that. Played for Tyrone Davis, Sherman Dave, George and Rimmer Craig, Tisha Campbell, the Dale Vikings, anybody you can name. I mean, me and Mr. Roy Clark was my favorite guitar player. Glenn Claremont is my next favorite guitar player. All these guys are great. I mean, they play a lot of great stuff, and I like the versatility of music. So I'm characterized as a blues player, but I like it all. I play it all. I don't play like an 82-year-old man. Thank God for that. And I want you guys to continue. I want to bring great music to Zanesville. I'm back here. I want to do great things for Zanesville. I really want to give everything that I have left in my life to Zanesville, and I love it here. So I want to thank you guys for Zanesville, and all of us matter. The music you can expect to hear at the show, you're going to be from the Eagles, to James Brown, Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, myself. Definitely myself. You know, so we get a little bit of everything, a lot of reggae, we do a lot of Subway, Sam and Dave, Back in the Place with My Girl, where we do a little bit of everything. Meant to Be, whiskey, we do it all. Awesome. So it'll be a really awesome show to get a variety, so we reach everybody in the audience. And this is just not stand-up music. There's a lot of show, a lot of acts that I'll be doing with my guitar, a lot of tricks I'll be doing. I might even just disappear for a few minutes. We'll cut all the lights out. We'll be done. Then you'll see me all lit up, maybe. It's just, you You might just see that. But I think everybody have a really, really good time, and it'll be something totally different here. Not better than anyone, but we're all equal in music. We all have something different to offer. That's why it's called music. That my playing style came from because I love the versatility. So I like Johnny Guitar Watson, Glenn Campbell. My favorite, Mr. Roy Clark, is great. When I met him, he's the greatest man in the world. He's not living today, but he's always my idol. He taught me a lot of how to be yourself when you play. You know, be yourself. Just be comfortable. Meet the people, greet the people, make them feel comfortable when you're around them. It doesn't matter what you look like. It just doesn't matter what you look like. It matters about the music you want to deliver to the people. So it's not about you when you play music, it's about your audience. And that's where you want to focus on everything. When I was with Tyrone Davis, the same thing. I did all kinds of stuff. I played with Jermaine Jackson, a group called Switch. I'm sure you're familiar with them. You know, and it's the same thing. We all try to do the same thing. So life have taught me a lot how to be happy. I stay for my shirt. My motto is to stay happy no matter what. And all my band members will tell you I don't get upset. I don't have nothing to upset me. I continue, and I've never got into drugs. I've never drank. I've never no more than Coke and water. But I've been blessed. That didn't make me better. That's just my choice. That was my choice not to do it. And I promised my mother and them that I wouldn't do it. But I also did it for myself, for my own health and my own issues. But guess what? I was sick real bad one time too, but God blessed me to still be here. I had a serious cancer, you know, and I overcame it. Just about 5 years ago, they checked me again. I'm still doing good. I don't do the flips no more, but I do stand up and play real good.
I was gonna say you were flashy, or some people even say acrobatic. Can you talk about that?
Oh yes, I used to do the flips and spin the guitar around my neck, and actually I'm the buddy guy got the trips from. You go in the magazine, you will read it. And they used to travel all around the world and have guys come in and check me out when I do the flips, or I do all the dance moves I used to have. And they came around and picked them up. I had no idea what it meant. I was just clowning. I didn't know what I was doing. It was plus I wasn't playing very well either. I had about 3 or 4 notes in my bag. That was about it. So, you know, I learned to be disciplined. And music is discipline, you know, and it's also respect. Music is discipline and respect. I want to get every musician to understand this, that when you go out, please respect your audience. Sometimes take a little time off, go shake people's hand, say I appreciate you, because they care what you do. And sometimes that's all it takes, and you'll have a friend for life. I mean, they'll always be in your corner no matter what. Turn out and show some appreciation to Zanesville, not me, just show it to Zanesville. I'm gonna give you everything I have to offer. Okay. And WHIZ, I look at you guys every day, so you guys are wonderful. Great with the news, I'll say that. And I want to continue to stay here and do a lot. I'm going to probably retire off the road maybe next year, maybe the end of this year, maybe. And I'm going to do some local things here with the Barn Jims, I got to call his name. He is a great, great person. Jim Watson is a great person. Also, the mayor's great. I just met him. All these people have been really nice. So what we have to do sometimes, we have to integrate ourselves. Don't put it on somebody else. We have to do something ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to communicate with people, communicate with them, and enjoy life. That's me.
Okay, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. And one thing you understand about me, I'm not an African American. I am an American. I was born actually in Rodney, Ohio. If I didn't pick that up, that's where I was born. Yes. Rodney, Ohio. And so I spent a lot of time around Gallipolis, Point Pleasant, and those areas. And I played football around those areas, you know. But back in the day, you know, it wasn't tough. I mean, we learned from each other. I don't use the term black and white. I use we all people, human beings. I don't like the term. Because to me, when you stipulate something, you are being prejudiced yourself. You just don't realize it. Yeah. And sometimes we are. Sometimes we are. Don't put that risk. Sometimes, look at me. Sometimes we are our own biggest enemy, not nobody else. Thank God for that. And I've been here in Zanesville since '85. I came back. My oldest brother was here, and he was an architect. That's what got me back here, and I helped him out. He passed away. So I decided to stay because 70 was right there. And I could always get on 7 to go in the direction that I want. Then I buy me some buses. I also have a charting service too that I do on the side. So I stay busy. Yeah. I do
busy guy.
I do everything legal. I don't even let the Internal Revenue mess with me. I give them their money too, right? Sometimes we don't want to, making sure you got it. But anyway, but you know, that's what I do, and I live happy every day. I go and I work. I'm always busy. If I'm not practicing, I practice every night. I practice every night, every day, no matter what I'm doing. I learn stuff, new stuff all the time. Yeah. I'm either that working on my bus. I did all the work in it. You'll see it at night. I would like for you to get a nice picture of it at night. You got to see it. Okay. I got a stage on top of it. And when I do the racetracks, I come out on the stage on top of the bus. And when I get up on the stage, I got little lifters with the lights. They raise up so I don't make a mistake. Yeah. And so I put that on there for that reason. I played Bristol. There's a dude here named Devin Moran. Okay. He didn't realize I was from Zanesville. And when I went out to the plane, he said, man, they tell me some dance. I said, yeah. So I know his brother Dean, I know his uncle Dean ran, and him and I are good friends. Because I used to race go-karts too. I did a little bit of everything.
You really do it all.
Yeah, I did a little bit of everything, yeah. And
Like,
I
I need to do
raced Dutros and all the golf guys at Lima. I raced all over the place here. Martinsburg, Mansfield, I go everywhere.
Wow.
I got out of that because the music got really picked up on me, so I just stopped doing it. Well, it was a little bit too much argument for me. I just stopped. And it wasn't making no money. You put it all in the go-kart, that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
But it was fun for me. And because I like people, and I like kids, and I'm doing this part also, we didn't get it in, I hope we will later, it's for the animals. I love animals. I saved a German Shepherd. A guy was actually going to kill him. I was playing in Circleville up above Chillicothe, actually.
Yeah.
It's way back in the woods. Way back in the woods. And this guy got about 160 acres up there. He'll be to the show too as well. And his name is Jay Brothers is his name. And I played for them. They had me to come up and they were like surprised. I said, oh yeah, well man. And I had a little group. But anyway, I saw this dog playing with the kids. And I was like, man, that's a cool dog. I never paid it no mind. You know, and the kids rolling over the dog, rolling him all around, and he ain't biting them. And she's about that big shepherd. I'm like, wow, that's cool. So I thought the dog belonged to him.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. And later on, I saw all this commotion going on. I parked about across into that brick building, and I'm like, what the heck are they doing over there? So I just walked over. We didn't hear no gunshots, so I think it was all right. But when I got there, the guy that I'm playing for, he says, Shorty, he says, man, I would like to take this dog, he says, but I can't because he had a Rottweiler, and they don't get along. And he was on the guy's property, far as from here to that side the dog was. I guess he did his business or whatever she had. Mm-hmm. And anyway, the guy had a shotgun to her head. And I walked up, I said, man, you gonna kill the dog? And he looked at me, he said, yeah, I'm gonna kill him. And who are you? I said, well, nobody, really. I just said, nobody. And then he looked back again. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, could I take the dog if you don't bite me? I don't know. He exactly a barrel right in his head like that. I said, oh man, don't shoot the dog, please, because I hate him by the head. And he looked at me, he said, all right. So I walked over to the dog, put my hand like that. And then I realized, wait, this is the same dog we're playing with the kids. I took the dog by, he didn't have a collar, took him by the hair. And I said, come on, doggy, because I didn't have no name for him. I said, come on, doggy. And she walked right with me. I opened the doors to my bus. The dog got on my bus. Yeah. And she stayed on my bed right there on that bus. Oh, I forgot left the door cracked. Well, I was inside the building getting some of my equipment together, you know. Yeah. And next thing I know, the dog was in there laying down right by me. Aww. And so I drove home with that dog, and she's with me now. That dog, she's so obedient. I may have to bring her. She's so obedient. She don't bother nobody. She don't bark. She just.
What's her name now?
I call her Lucky.
Lucky.
She got lucky.
Yeah. And she walked off one time. I had to go to dog pound and get her. The guy knew me. He said, that's true. I said, yeah. But she ain't left no more since then. She realized now that, you know what I mean, she's got to get home.
She's the independent woman.
Yeah. You get this in trouble. But anyway, it's too, well, we outnumber them right now. We got it right now. I don't know how long that'll last, though. We'll probably end up running. But no, ladies, I really appreciate it. Yeah. I watch the news every day. I keep checking on things.
This is my second day.
Yes, and I would like to see them, you know, do a little more for people, you know, that's trying. Yeah. And you guys do a good job at that. Yeah. You really do, and I check it out all the time.
Oh,
you need to make me, can I do the weather? Because I can tell a good feel. Nobody knows. I'm just teasing. No, I'm teasing. No, you guys do a good job.
On the weather.
I know. You do? I'd like to. That would be great. When you gonna do one?
I don't know.
You're not sure?
Dependent now because,
no matter how good you think you are, it doesn't mean a thing if you don't know how to show yourself how to have a great spirit. Without a great spirit, you just won't make it. Mm-hmm. Now, I've made it this long in my life because of the spirit and being able how to deal with people. I've been in some real tight situations, but then always my intuition tells me what to do and what not to do. Yeah, I mean, you don't make a mistake. Yeah, we've all made them, you know, but you don't do it again, you know. So if I can get them to understand to go out, always associate with your audience. No matter what, no matter how great you think you are, always associate with your audience. That's why Mr. Brown made it. So those guys were like out in the audience. They just Michael Jackson. I mean, even though they kept him away when he got older, I was especially the same way. I mean, his media, we know, changed. He was not like that. I was especially was one of the sweetest people you ever want to meet. I mean, he was great. I mean, he was really great. I mean, his wiggle, that's why I learned how to do it. Can you do it? Come on. Can you do it? Come on. Yes, she can. Yes, she did it.
I like you. I like those pants, by the way. Those are cool.
Oh, he's got the outfits.
Hey.
And then something I can do.
Oh my gosh.
I can do the little guitar. But I have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And when I see people, it's not about to deal. It's not about I gotta have it. My thing is just to make you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And your name again? 'Cause I was-
Cassidy.
Cassidy, I'm never forgetting that. Cassidy.
Mac.
Quang. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. You got me in trouble. You got my picture. I'm done now. I'm really done. I'm going to tell y'all something, but we can't tell them about the hat. We better keep that to ourselves. I can't
I'll tell Quinn on the side.
You tell Quinn on the side. You shouldn't tell him. Don't let him get up. Oh, you don't want to know about the hat.
Me and Paul are
Okay,
brothers
yeah.
Q. We
I
are.
had,
Right.
I had a hat on and didn't realize what I had on. I didn't. I bought a hat because I liked it for the colors.
Yeah.
I was down in Pittsburgh, Erie, and all those places. Some places I stopped, nobody used to speak to me. Because when I go in, I don't care if somebody knows me or not. I like people to accept me just for not knowing who I am.
Yeah.
And I had this hat on, man. People wouldn't talk to him. Then this one guy, I used to ask him where he would never talk. And I get to the counter, he's like, yeah, man, you know, such a thing. I'm like, oh. And I didn't ask him what the heck, so I get home. And let everybody know to come out to this show. It's going to be wonderful. It's a lot of different kind of music.
Great.
That's great, yeah.
So you have all the